welcome back to the channel this week. This week, Rigel, our Class A motorhome, makes its first trip across the 7-mile bridge here in the Florida Keys.
Yep, we are at Sunshine Key RV Resort for this weekend.
Yep, this is the second time we've stayed here, but the first time in this motorhome. Last year, about a couple weeks earlier in June, we stayed here in the Jayco Eagle travel trailer we had right before we traded it off. It was like our next to last trip in it.
Fiesta Key Resort last year.
With this RV.
With this RV, yeah.
All right, so while we're here, we're going to do as much as we can. We have 5 full days here this time, so we're going to take you with us, and we're going to show you all the fun things that we're going to try to do while we're here this trip. All right, so stay tuned, and we will see you all around the Florida Keys.
Well, we've had a good morning so far to kickstart this Florida Keys trip. We went down to Home Depot and bought those little floats that we wanted to get that Craig and Susan had. Like little chairs that we could put in the pool. We came back and took Nikki to the dog park here at the campground, and she was doing good for a little bit, and then all of a sudden, poor little thing started having issues with her feet. It was just so hot, and I could tell that the ground, when I took my flip-flops off, I said, babe, this AstroTurf is way too hot. It was pretty much burning my feet, and they had a little hose there. We started hosing down the area trying to cool it down, but we just couldn't, and so I started hosing off her feet. We brought her back to the RV, and we got our bathing suits on and went to the pool for a little bit, enjoyed our new floats.
Definitely pool time.
Yes, it is.
I hope it's not super slam-packed either. We got in pretty late last night, right before midnight. Needless to say, it was a long day. It was a long day of driving. I normally use our RV Life GPS map. It wanted us to go the normal route that we normally go, which is the Tamiami Trail across the state, and brings you out in Homestead, Florida. For some reason, I decided to pull up Google Maps, and it was like saying, hey, if you take 75 and pay the toll going across the state, you're going to save a half an hour. We decided to do that because a half an hour at that point was a half an hour, and it was a huge mistake. It ended up taking us downtown US 1 down through Miami, basically, with construction, lanes going down to 1 lane, stoplights staying green for only a few seconds. Took us over an hour longer to go that way. So, lesson learned. Go the way I know. We've done this so many times. Why I decided to do that, I don't know. It was so stressful. And we were so tired by the time we got here. But we're glad we paid for the extra day, and we're here now. We are getting ready to actually start the trip and enjoy the Florida Keys here. So we actually just went down to Marathon to pick up a couple things. And while we were there, we ate at Porky's barbecue again. Oh my goodness. We had it for lunch this time. If you're going to be staying here at Sunshine Key or anywhere around Marathon, you got to try Porky's if you like barbecue. Highly recommend the Carolina hot that they have. Oh, it's so good. I had the pulled pork. Allie had the smoked pulled pork. It was good too, just not as hot. We cannot recommend that place enough. We really love it, and we turned Rick and Felix onto it. They loved it too. All right, let's see how it is. We are getting ready to head over just before the 7-mile bridge here. There's a little parking lot and a little boat ramp. And there's a cool little island over there that we wanted to do last time we were here. We wanted to paddleboard over to it. It's got like an old cabin on it with a dock. So that's going to be the plan for this morning. We're heading there now with our friends Rick and his son Felix. We're going to air up the paddleboards. Allie and I are going to have to share a paddleboard because somehow we only have 1 paddle. 2 paddleboards, 1 paddle. Not going to work. So Allie's going to have to ride with me, and I'm going to make her paddle. I'm going to just sit on the front and relax.
No, I'm going to be a queen.
No way. Well, we're making it. It's slow going. We are fighting the wind. The wind is definitely our enemy going out, but I would rather have it be our enemy going out than coming in. And we're turning. I got to get back to paddling. And there's a 7-mile bridge over there. We made it to the island, finally. Wow. We almost turned around. The waves got crazy, but we made it. We're here. That's their private property.
We just came to this little island right off of the 7-mile bridge here. We've been wanting to come check out this island. and it is private property. There's signs all put up here saying no trespassing. Smile, you're on camera.
It's cool though. I think it's just a fishing cabin or something, but somebody definitely owns it, so respect the private property.
Yep.
Well, we are actually paddling right next to the 7 Mile Bridge here. So we just paddled out to that island where the house or cabin or whatever it is, did a little snorkeling around there, and it was amazing. I didn't see the nurse shark, but Rick saw it, and he got video of it, and we will show you what he captured. Apparently, Allie was doing some research on the nurse sharks, and they are nocturnal. They feed at night, and they usually return and have one home base that they stay at, which was interesting to learn. And they're friendly to humans as long as you don't, bother them. They won't bother you. And she was actually reading that there's never been a documented case of a fatality involving a nurse shark. So we are heading back right now. We are feeling a little cooked in the sun, although it feels really good on the water. I mean, getting wet and having this breeze is really the only way to enjoy the Keys this time of year, I do believe. But we are going to head back and make some lunch, decide what we're going to do for the rest of the day. So we just got through eating
At 7 Mile Grill, and my impression was it was a neat, rustic, historical restaurant.
and grill.
But the food to me wasn't that great. Like, it was okay, but I felt like I ended up getting the my fish tacos, and I felt like they were kind of plain Jane. They just didn't really have a whole lot of flavor to them. And I also had a side salad instead of the rice, but the salad was pretty good, but I don't know, I just felt like...
And the blue cheese was real blue cheese.
The blue cheese was good, yeah, chunks of blue cheese, that was good. Chuck ended up with the my fried fish sticks, and they were in the shape of like the kind you had when you were a kid, that were just pulled out of a box and frozen and just put in the microwave. But he says that they were very fresh, but I don't know, I couldn't get past the shape of them, and they're that rectangular prism shape that you would normally see when you were a kid.
Yeah. And they were out of coleslaw.
Yeah,
I was supposed to get
that was a
coleslaw
bummer
with my
for you
dinner.
because
Yeah.
you like your coleslaw. Would I go here again? Probably not. I wouldn't say it's bad.
It didn't wow us.
It didn't wow us. When I come to the Keys and I want to get fresh seafood, I want it to be excellent.
Like Hogfish Bar.
Yes, Hogfish. We're going to go there when we go to the Key West. We're going to go. I want my Hogfish. Key lime beer. I'm going to get that. But I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah.
But the price wasn't bad. It was, what, $45?
Before tip, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Definitely Porky's today was the winner.
Was the winner between the two meals.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we are heading back to the RV, and I think we're going to just pretty much settle in for the night, watch a little TV, have a couple adult beverages, and be ready for tomorrow. We're probably going to catch the sunset before we call it night.
Down here at Oceanfront Park, and wow, is it pretty here. They got these great tiki huts and places to sit and just enjoy the breeze.
It is amazing.
Enjoy the breeze on the water.
So pretty.
It's gorgeous here. And you're gorgeous. And Nikki, you're kind of cute.
So this was a great little find. This is called Oceanfront Park. It's a great place to bring your pup because it's dog friendly.
And there's some really great views here.
Oh my goodness. The views are so beautiful here. Looking at the water and just walking through the trees here. The breeze is amazing. You can feel the different temperature when you're going to the top of the boardwalk where the sun's out. Underneath the trees, it's so much cooler.
Along the boardwalk here, have a little place to launch your kayaks or paddleboards. That would be kind of fun to bring the paddleboards down here, air them up, go in the water here, paddle right out to the Atlantic. a little baby iguana that I walked right by. Look at him. He is just right there. And I hope he doesn't jump at me. Ah!
So this would be a perfect place to bring a picnic right over here. And you have this wonderful view. Ah, this is just so serene and beautiful.
So we are at the end of the Key Deer Road. Can't go any farther, but no more than when we first turned on this road, we saw a mama and a baby. It was so awesome.
So this is a nice little find, the Blue Hole, right off of Key Deer, back in Big Pine Island and off of Key Deer Road.
So we were just passed by a family who said there's a gator right up here on the dock. So I'm moving on ahead to check it out before bringing Nikki back here. I don't know about you, but I feel like I am in some jungle.
All the sounds of all the animals?
Yeah, things jumping in the trees and gators in the pond or whatever this is, the Blue Hole. It's very, very tropical here.
Yeah, beautiful.
If it wasn't for this man-made bench right there, it would be very, very primitive. Well, I think we've hit the end of the road on this trail. It says area closed beyond this sign. You can see where there used to be a trail, but they've evidently closed it off. So we just learned actually that this Blue Hole was an abandoned quarry originally used to source limestone to elevate the roadways here in the Keys. Because I was just asking Allie, I said, I wonder if this is a sinkhole. But no, it was a quarry. That makes it even more interesting, honestly. That's a pretty big margarita right there.
Yeah, it is.
Look at all that. Oh, you just squirted me. You just squirted me.
Well, we are at mile marker 0.
It's time to what?
Party in Key West. Key West.
And that is a little reference to Traveling Robert there.
Yep.
If you ever see this channel,
We
Robert,
really like him.
we love you and we watch your channel quite often. And your songs get stuck in our head.
Yep.
End of the road gifts, mile marker 0. So we literally just parked the Bronco at the end of the road.
At the end of the road.
And now we're heading to Duval Street, right?
To check out all the shops and the restaurants and the bars and everything else you can imagine.
Yep.
One of our favorite parking places near Mallory Square.
It is in Mallory Square.
Or it is.
Yeah. We
It's right there.
We started to park over on, I think it was Whitehead Street.
Yeah, Whitehead.
And we realized that, man, we are
way too far down.
Way too far away from like Sloppy Joe's and the area that we like and everything. So,
we came over
especially
here.
for Nikki to walk that much.
Yep, to our favorite spot.
But she is loving Key West, aren't you, girl? Are you loving Key West? You always love Key West, don't you? You do. You want to get out? You ready? Are you ready? Well, we are heading back to the campground. We had a good time down here in Key West tonight, but unfortunately, it started raining again.
Yeah, and that was a cue. We're done.
Yeah. Plus, I'll tell you guys one thing. Parking down here now has gotten super, super expensive since...
$50 for 10 hours.
Yeah. I mean, used to we'd pay like $30 for all day, and I thought that was expensive. But $50 for 10 hours? So we only paid for a couple hours after dinner tonight.
That's $5 an hour.
Yeah. But it's always a good time here in Key West, honestly. Nikki really enjoyed it. It was nice being able to get her out and walk her around town after dark. And it was, you know, the temperatures are like 80 degrees right now, so not bad at all.
Well, it's a rainy day here in the Keys, so we've decided to go into Islamorada to check out the diving museum. We've been wanting to do this for a while now, and we thought what a perfect day for it because we don't need to be outside. We're going to go grab some lunch. We're talking about going to Wahoo's. I guess Jeff and Marcy were there last time we were here last summer. They checked it out, but we didn't try it. We just got finished having a yummy lunch at Wahoo's in Islamorada, and it was pet friendly, which is a nice thing. I have to say that restaurant has very yummy food and the scenery is spectacular. I have to say this is probably one of my most favorite restaurants so far here in the Keys that we've eaten at. I had conch fritters and a salad, and Chuck had a my fish sandwich. After that, we went to the History of Diving Museum right down the street here in Islamorada, and it was a really, really neat museum to check out. It was $15 a person, and it was pet friendly, which I was very surprised about that. Now, we did not let Nikki stay with us the entire time going through, just because of the fact that we wanted to be able to stop and read some different signs and so forth, and she just wanted to get through the whole thing.
So we're going to see how long Allie can hold her breath. She's still going. Still going.
Definitely have to check it out if you're here in Islamorada, or even if you're here in any of the Keys. It's really neat. The cool thing about it is that if you keep your receipt, you can go back and revisit the museum for 7 days. So that's nice.
So we just stopped at the Bass Pro Shops here in Islamorada. This is the one we stopped at last year and did a lot more exploring of the store and the boat inside that's a replica or the sister ship to Ernest Hemingway's. And last year we saw the tarpon and a manatee at the dock. This year, same thing, no manatee though, but we did see a lot of tarpon, and Nikki absolutely loves seeing the tarpon. But we picked up a couple things. Got Allie a snorkel, getting her prepared for tomorrow hopefully, and later tonight we're going to do some snorkeling. And we picked up a $25 bottle of sunscreen. Still can't get over the fact that it's Bass Pro Shops brand. It's a 2-pack. Wish I'd have looked at the price beforehand. $25, a little pricey. But I picked up an extra paddle. Wasn't so bad. I actually feel pretty good. The paddle was only $40 compared to the sunscreen being $25. But we're going to go head back, and I think today we're going to just chillax a little bit during the heat of this day right now, and then paddleboard over to the island that's near the campground there at Sunshine Key, like we did last year. So we just had a good time paddleboarding over to the little island here by the campground, and I don't know what the name of that island is, can't remember. I think it might be Conch Island. If not, it should be, because there was a ton of conchs out there.
All those different homes.
We seen a lot of live conchs, so it was pretty cool. We did a little snorkeling around the island, and but it's not going to compare to what we're supposed to be doing tomorrow. We are planning on going to Lukey Reef, and we're going to snorkel with Rick and Felix, and they do this every year. They come down multiple times, so this will be our first time. Pretty excited. We just booked it, signed all the waivers, so hopefully the weather is good in the morning and we can get out there and snorkel and see all kinds of crazy, marine life, and maybe even a shark. So we'll see. We're here at Islamorada Brewery and Distillery, beer garden and craft cocktails. So we're going to go inside and try a flight of beers.
So after having a flight of beer at Islamorada Brewing Company, we went to Sunset Grill and met up with Marcy and Jeff and had a wonderful dinner and watched a beautiful sunset.